Hello everyone, I hope every one of you doing great. So today we are going to look a sorting algorithm which is a bubble sort. So let's get started. So here I have taken a vector v which has 5 elements 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. Obviously it is not in a sorted order. So what we have to do is we have to apply bubble sort algorithm to sort this vector. So what we do, so in bubble sort, what we are basically doing is, let's suppose that this is an element 5 and 3, then we are just checking all the corresponding elements or all the adjacent element and then swapping if certain criteria didn't meet. So let's say here in this case 5 is greater than 3, then what we can do is we can just swap 5 with 3. In the same way again 5 goes here. Now again 5 is greater than 4, so we again do the swapping. Similarly here also 5 is swapped with 2 and then again with 1. So you can see that here 4 times swapping happens. So this double arrow thing is basically denoted here as swapping. So here we can see that there are 4 swapping happen here. Now after the first iteration you can see that whatever the element is the maximum in the whole array placed in its suitable place. That is, if let's suppose you can see that 1 2 3 4 5 is basically a sorted array that we actually want here. So 5 basically goes at its exact position after first iteration. In the same way, whatever the element, that is 4 is the second highest element, right? So after the second iteration you can see that here no swapping happen as 3 is less than 4. Now here 4 is greater than 2, so we can swap it. Now again 4 goes here and 1 is here, so again we swap this. So after the second iteration the second most element is basically at its right place. Similarly here what we can check is here 3 is greater than 2, so we swap. Then again 3 is greater than 1, then we again swap. So after the third iteration we got 3 at its right position. In the same way now we check, because 2 is greater than 1, so we just swap. So after these many swapping, what we got is our final answer, that is the sorted form of the given vector v. So this is the whole sorting algorithm that a bubble sort basically follows. Now let's try to visualize it. So you can see that I had taken the same vector. So let's start this. So here firstly 5 is swapped with 3, 4, 2 and again 1. So 5 goes to its correct position. Then 4, then 3 also goes like this, then 2. So this is a demo of a bubble sorting algorithm. Now let's try to code it. So let me create a vector and a function bubble sort which takes a vector as an argument. Okay, now here let's say n stores the size of the vector, and let's say I want to have a count. Okay, so here we can see that in the first iteration we have to traverse the whole vector. Now in the second one we have to go not till the last but before that. In the same way, after every element placed at its sort position, we don't have to again iterate over it. So we have to, in the last part we have to iterate only 2 elements, right? So for this I am using a counter and initializing it with 0. So we have to actually count, we have to actually implement a while loop while our count is less than n. And here what we can do is we can actually have a loop which goes up to n minus count. So after each iteration we are reducing the overall iteration of our vector. and then I plus plus. So here we have to check just simple one condition, that is if our vi is greater than our vi plus one element, then we have to simply swap it. So either you can use directly swap method, that is swap vi comma vi plus 1. You can use this, or either you can make an temp variable which stores v of I, and then you basically make the value of v of I equals v of I plus 1, and then again you just make v of I plus 1 as your value stored in the temp, which is v of I. So here the swapping goes on. Now after coming out of this for loop, you have to just increment the count. Now let's try to take input. So n c in n, let's make a vector and take values in it. Inputting values in vector, then pushing that value. Okay. Now let's make an answer vector, which is basically the result of applying bubble sort on the initial vector v, and let's try to print it. We have to just see out the element, return v. Okay, now n has 5 and the elements are 5, 3, 4, 2 and 1. So this is our required sorted array or vector. So this is basically the algorithm that we can use for bubble sort. So this is it for this video, and I hope you understand the concept. So if you do like and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.